My name is A, and I'm your investigator. And then I have a story for you. So this black man has gone out and killed the deputy. Well, he's allegedly killed the deputy that killed his son. Police allege that a father hit and killed a sheriff's deputy with a car a day after his 18-year-old son was gunned down by officers. Rodney Hinton Jr., who's 38, from Ohio, is charged with aggravated murder and is being held without bond. The alleged attack came hours after he watched police footage of the fatal encounter with his son. Lawyers for the Hinton family say Cincinnati's police chief says there is a connection between the two cases, although there has been no suggestion that the father knew the deputy who passed away. Ryan Hinton was killed after brandishing a gun. Okay, so Ryan Hinton was the son that was killed after allegedly brandishing a gun. First of all, why they don't got allegedly in front of that? Because that's the problem with some of the news articles today. They so quick to say that this black man or whoever killed whoever. We're gonna be real about it. They're so quick to say that this black man killed this cop, or that, and they're so quick to say that the officer allegedly killed the son. But when it comes to the police officer and their circumstances, they're saying that the son actually brandished a gun on the police, not allegedly brandished a gun on police. And that's honestly the problem when it comes to modern day times. Like, this news is always twisted, and we never really know what the facts are. And that's why I do these articles, because I want people to know the actual facts. So the deputy, who has not been named, was directing traffic outside of the University of Cincinnati graduation when he was fatally struck at 1300 local time on Friday. In a court hearing on Saturday, prosecutors alleged that Mr. Hinton in no way was calculated and premeditated, lined up his car, deliberately accelerated his car, and purposely caused the death of an on-duty deputy sheriff. What? First of all, if you want to be real about it, and you want to think about it from a legal standpoint, how does this man know who gunned down his son? This footage was just released. So when did he see the footage of his son being shot? When? Because the only time you see footage is when it's released to you by a court order. As a black man in America with no legal background, there's no way that he was able to see footage. Like, the timeline isn't adding up. I just saw the footage a few days ago. Your son gets unalived. You see the footage. This is all alleged. Allegedly, his son got unalived. He saw the footage, and he went to go kill this cop. That doesn't make any sense, because this footage it's not available to the public. You have to get a court order for that. So they're trying to tie the two, but it makes no sense, really, if you think about it. So from a lawyer's perspective, the lawyer has a good case. Because how could he even see the footage before the lawyer saw the footage? Before the case was even a thing? How did he see the footage? Did they put it on the news? Okay, so they're saying dozens of officers reportedly packed the... Okay, so we're not going to get to that part yet. Let's go back. So there's a video from the next day saying chaos at hearing for grieving father charged with murdering sheriff's deputy. Wait a minute. I saw a video online where the guy, Rodney Hinton Jr. Rodney Hinton Jr. is the one who authorities allegedly say unalived the officer. Rodney Hinton is the one that was fatally unalived by police. Oh, no. Okay. No, that's right. But why is Rodney Hinton Jr. the older one and Rodney Hinton is the younger one? Is this article incorrect? That's what I mean by things are always kind of misconstrued. Rodney Hinton was fatally shot by police. Rodney Hinton, okay. we're getting a little ahead of ourselves, guys. And I don't want you guys to think I'm an uncredible source. So we go from the son being, this is 5 days ago, this article from BBC. The son was unalived by police, and then the father was charged. I don't know where the video is of the son being unalived, but I'm going to find it. I'm going to put it right here. I'm going to pull out certain parts because I know it's pretty graphic.
At these East Price Hill condos Thursday morning, Cincinnati officers tracked down a stolen vehicle.
As you know, we had a critical incident yesterday.
4 people get out and start running. In body cam footage released today, in just 6 seconds, police say 18-year-old Ryan Hinton aims his gun at officers.
He's got to go!
Police shoot and kill him. Today on MLK Drive, a deputy is working traffic control for UC graduation when a driver crashes into him.
There is a connection between these two incidents. The driver of today's vehicle that struck a deputy has a family relationship with the 18-year-old that we shot yesterday.
Chief, is the person who hit the deputy the father of the person who was shot yesterday?
Yes.
Ryan Hinton's father, 38-year-old Rodney Hinton, is charged with aggravated murder in the deputy's death. He was taken to University Hospital in critical condition. Hours later, the Hamilton County Sheriff's deputy dies. The CPD homicide unit investigating both the death of the deputy killed today and the death of the 18-year-old shot by police.
I can assure you, as the chief of police for Cincinnati, I will ensure you transparency and a thorough and accurate investigation.
Thanks for watching. Stay updated about...
That was hard to see, but that's something that we all have to watch and understand. Black people are tired of going through the same cycles over and over again and experiencing the things that we do. There's no reason why a cop should unalive anybody, especially when you have a video of a Caucasian male running from the police, a 6-pack of police, and they do nothing but chase him. They pick and choose sometimes when they want to do things and when they don't. So, let's see. So, Rodney Hinton Jr., he is the 38-year-old who was allegedly charged with aggravated murder. At this time, it's alleged. We're going back to the past. I want you guys to give you guys the build-up. It's alleged, and he was being held without bond. The alleged attack came hours after he watched police footage of the fatal encounter with his son. That makes no sense. After? So when was the footage released? That makes absolutely no sense. So let's get down to the court. In a court hearing on Saturday, prosecutors alleged that Mr. Hinton, quote unquote, in a way that was calculated and premeditated, lined up his car, deliberately accelerated his car, and purposely caused the unalive of an on-duty deputy sheriff. They say dozens of officers reportedly packed the courtroom during the hearing. They had all the officers inside the hearing, but there was a man, there's a video out of a man that's crying to see his brother. The brother of Rodney Hinton Jr. is crying to see his brother, but we can't allow his brother into the courtroom, but we have all these police officers in there for what, intimidation purposes? And that doesn't tell you how messed up the law is, and you already know. Honestly, this case got charged really, really fast. This is one of those high-profile cases to make an example, I guess. And so the officers want people to know they're going to stand together. But if you see that one video, we're not going to call it the one officer that didn't look at him and didn't mean mug him, but we saw you, sis. Okay? Lawyer Mitchell Wright said in a statement that Mr. Hinton became understandably distraught watching the police body cam footage and was unable to finish watching the video. The meeting included members of the Cincinnati Police Department. Quote, after the meeting with the police department, Rodney Hinton's father left in his own vehicle. and that was the last that we heard from him until hearing about the tragic incident involving a law enforcement officer who was working on a traffic detail near the University of Cincinnati, the lawyer's statement. Oh.
In honor of fallen Hamilton County Sheriff's Deputy Larry Henderson.
He was so well liked and so well known. We could fill this building with the law enforcement agencies that respect him, love him.
The recently retired 33-year veteran was working traffic patrol Friday afternoon.
I've got an officer now.
When police say he was intentionally struck by the father of a teen fatally shot the day before.
So, to my understanding, Rodney Hinton, the son, was brutally unalived by the police officers. So the father, Rodney Hinton Jr., who's 38, and the son is actually 18, he hired a lawyer in order to investigate the wrongful killing, unaliving of his son. Once the footage was reviewed, Mr. Hinton Jr. got into his own vehicle, and a few hours later, allegedly he struck this police deputy sheriff. Allegedly. Quote, the lawyer's statement continues, "This is an unimaginable tragedy for this community," it said. Ryan Hinton's family is heartbroken by the tragic turn of events, and we are all devastated for the family of the officer who was killed. The short, blurry video shows an officer yelling, "Gun, gun," right before shots rang out during a case.
Cincinnati police officer fatally shot an armed 18-year-old as he ran from what police described as a stolen car. Authorities say Ryan Hinton was one of 4 men who were fleeing after officers found them in the car. An officer says it appeared to him that Hinton pointed a gun at him, but the officer's body camera footage does not clearly capture the moment. The officer who shot Hinton has not been publicly named. Police said they recovered a handgun they say Hinton had been carrying. It had not been fired, according to the Cincinnati police chief.
Ryan was a sweet, gentle giant. We as black people, we don't deserve to be killed just because we're running.
Investigators say the shooting was justified because the teen pointed a gun in the officer. First of all, if you see the video, you don't see no gun. And it was unclear from the blurry footage if the teen was carrying a gun or where it might have been pointed when he was shot. If you look into the video, you can see that this boy had his hands down. So even if he had his hands down and had a gun in his hand, there was never a time where you see him pointing his gun like this or his hands like this. It was always hands down. He was creeping against against the trash can. What makes no sense is that we live in the year 2025 and a police video footage is blurry. So what's the point of having a body cam footage? For what? We have body cam footage for a reason, so that should already be a felony right there on the police officer. Why is your body cam footage? And I've been through that before, where police officers will turn off their body cam footage or do certain things to make their case more justifiable. It makes no sense, they do it all the time. Let's move on. Let's go to the hearing. Chaos at the hearing for grieving father charged with murdering sheriff's deputy. So, this is a whole video. Let's watch the video.
If you thought Subway subs were legendary, just wait until you try our new Doritos Footlong Nachos. Doritos Nacho Cheese Chips smothered with melty cheese piled high.
At any point that he tried to break. No, there were no indications at any point that he tried to break, stop, or otherwise avoid Deputy Henderson. We believe, based on our investigation, the witnesses that we spoke to up to this point, that Hinton left our office and was traveling and came upon Deputy Hinton and made an intentional decision to drive directly at Deputy Hinton and strike him and kill him.
An Ohio man has been charged with aggravated murder after police say he struck a sheriff's deputy with a car.
There will be an order
Why can't you shoot next time?
with no bond.
Prosecutors say the case is linked to another killing the previous day.
There will be an order of remand with no bond.
Prosecutors say the case is
Is it
linked
a
to
black,
another
light-skinned man
killing
or
the
white man? I
previous
can't
day.
tell by the hair.
This is the most unusual case.
On Thursday, a Cincinnati police officer fatally shot an armed 18-year-old as he ran from what police described as a stolen car. Authorities say Ryan Hinton was one of 4 men who were fleeing after officers found them in the car. An officer says it appeared to him that Hinton pointed a gun at him, but the officer's body camera footage does not clearly capture the moment. The officer who shot Hinton has not been publicly named. Police said they recovered a handgun they say Hinton had been carrying. It had not been fired, according to the Cincinnati police chief.
Ryan was a sweet, gentle giant. We as black people, we don't deserve to be killed just because we're...
Wait a minute.
According to the Cincinnati police chief.
Ryan
okay, we're gonna talk
was
about
a
that
sweet, gentle giant. We as black people, we don't deserve to be killed just because we're running away from the police.
Being in a stolen car, having a firearms, we're in Ohio, so you can open carry in Ohio.
Oh, you can open carry in Ohio.
That's not a death penalty.
The next day, his father, Rodney Hinton Jr., became distraught while watching police body camera footage of the killing. His family attorney told the Cincinnati Enquirer. Hours later, prosecutors allege Hinton purposefully struck and killed long-serving Hamilton County Sheriff's Deputy Larry Henderson as he was directing traffic at a commencement.
I don't think he was a cop killer. I think he was not in his right mind. And I think he should be treated like any other mentally ill person that commits a crime under the auspices, control, and authority of a mental defect in a condition. That's what we have in this case.
Okay, thank you. Thank you.
Ryan Hinton. The videos now publicly released show Hinton running and being shot by city police. Cincinnati police say the teen was armed and pointed a gun toward an officer who was responding to a call of a stolen vehicle.
He's got a gun! He's got a gun! On your right! On your right!
Hinton was shot about 6 seconds after officers get out of their vehicles.
Go.
He wasn't supposed to be there. He wasn't. He was scared. He tripped and fell. He must have been so scared. I'm so sorry, Ryan.
We are very close family. This is killing us.
Tonight, the teen's family speaking out with their family attorneys who say they're investigating the shooting.
I'm angry because it shouldn't have never happened. I want to find out exactly what steps was taken and the protocol.
While also offering their condolences to the deputy they say was tragically killed.
In that statement, you made a point to notice and acknowledge the pain that the family of the fallen deputy is feeling as well. What was in your heart when you did that? Why did you find the need?
I was crying about what happened to the innocent officer, so that's all it's all about. It's all about healing each other.
And Shaquille Brewster joins us now from Cincinnati, Ohio. Shaq, the father in this case, Rodney Hinton Jr., is expected back in court tomorrow.
That's right, Ellison. We expect to see that suspect back in court tomorrow morning for a bond hearing. The state is essentially asking that he be held behind bars until his trial. We should note he has not entered into any plea just yet, and we're not expecting that to take place tomorrow. By the way, the funeral arrangements for neither his son nor the deputy that he's accused of killing have been set yet, though we're expecting that deputy's funeral to take place later this week, Ellison.
Shaq Brewster, thank you.
Thank you. That's wild. So, I did not know that, oh my gosh, what's my thinking? I did not know that, so, with this case, I did not know that he did not unalive the person that unalived his son. He went after the sheriff's deputy. So the person that unalived his son is still alive to this day. But the sheriff's deputy, what's the sheriff's deputy for everybody that don't know? What is a deputy? A sheriff's deputy is a sworn law enforcement officer who works under the authority of the county sheriff. They are responsible for enforcing laws, maintaining order, and providing a range of laws. That man said, if you're not going to do something, I will. It's a life. It's a life. I get it. But let's be honest. That man said, if you're not going to do something, I will. It's your job to do something, and you're not doing anything. So I'm going to do it myself. And he took the law into his own hands because he's not in his right mind right now. And he decided to do what he had to do for himself because he got tired of these things. Another thing is that Ohio being an open carry state is wild. It's not a death penalty for you to have a gun in Ohio. Let's Google that. When did they take away the death penalty? Ohio open carry laws. In Ohio, open carrying of firearms is generally legal for those who can legally possess them, meaning you don't need a permit. So in Ohio, you can have a gun on you with no permit, no nothing, as long as it means you can carry a firearm visibly in public without needing specific license or to open carry. However, there are restrictions to the rule. So you can open it and it can be visually there. So he could have had the gun on his hip and it was visually there, and that's visible but also lawful. And so in this case, he took his matters into his own hands and did what he had to do, because at the end of the day, he felt like they weren't going to do anything at all. Now we're going to go to this next video. Father of teen fatally shot by police. Okay, so 7 days ago, this video comes out. Let's watch.
Rice Hill condos Thursday morning. Cincinnati officers tracked down a stolen vehicle.
As you know, we had a critical incident yesterday.
4 people get out and start.
First of all, the news is actually wrong about this. In another article I read, they said the vehicle had the same description of the stolen vehicle. Not that the vehicle was the actual vehicle that was stolen. They were investigating the circumstances of a vehicle being stolen, and the vehicle that Rodney Hinton was in was a part of the description of the vehicle that was stolen. This wasn't the actual stolen vehicle. This was an investigation into the stolen vehicle. So a lot of these articles are saying that the vehicle was already stolen. They identified the vehicle. That's not the case. That's a lie. They didn't know this was a stolen vehicle or not. They were trying to investigate if it was a vehicle that was stolen. And if you're from these communities, these places where people get killed all the time, sometimes it is better to run than it is to stop. You might not understand that because you're not from there. But imagine you, white person that be watching this video, your son is in a car and he's minding his business. And he knows if he stops, he might die. What would you tell him to do? My name is A, and I'm your investigator.
Running. In body cam footage released today, in just 6 seconds, police say 18-year-old Ryan Hinton aims his gun at officers.
He's got a gun!
Police shoot and kill him. Today on MLK Drive, a deputy is working traffic control for UC graduation when a driver crashes into him.
There is a connection between these two incidents. The driver of today's vehicle that struck a deputy has a family relationship with the 18-year-old that we shot yesterday.
Wait a minute. That lady said that we shot yesterday. The 18-year-old, she said that we shot yesterday. And she just said it so cold. The dude was 18 years old.
Is the person who hit the deputy the father of the person who was shot yesterday?
Yes.
Ryan Hinton's father, 38-year-old Rodney Hinton, is charged with aggravated...
Rodney Hinton Jr., come on now, get the news right. That's what I like about some of these articles. They don't report it the right way. It's inaccurate and it's not articulated well, and they haven't done their research enough, because his name is Rodney Hinton Jr.
Murder in the deputy's death. He was taken to University Hospital in critical condition. Hours later, the Hamilton County Sheriff's deputy dies. The CPD Homicide Unit investigating both the death of the deputy killed today and the death of the 18-year-old shot by police.
I can assure you, as the chief of police for Cincinnati...
She better be careful. She better be careful what you say. She said she the chief of police. Hey, this ain't got nothing to do with me, but you might be. Come on now. You see what happened to the sheriff deputy sheriff.
I will ensure you transparency and a thorough and accurate investigation.
Thanks for watching. Stay updated
And also
about
NBC News. All right, now today, do we have an update? This is from today, May 5th. Today's May 10th. Let's just watch this.
All in Hamilton County Sheriff's Deputy Larry Henderson.
He was so well liked and so well known. We could fill this building with the law enforcement agencies that respect him, love him.
The recently retired 33-year veteran was working traffic patrol Friday afternoon.
I've got an officer down.
When police say he was intentionally struck by the father of a teen fatally shot the day before by an officer from a different department. Henderson later dying at the hospital.
There is a connection between these two incidents.
38-year-old Rodney Hinton Jr. is now behind bars and charged with aggravated murder. Court documents say the defendant drove across oncoming lanes of traffic through the intersection and directly at the deputy, who was wearing a fluorescent vest.
There are no evidence of skid marks. There are no evidence that he tried to avoid him.
In court, Hinton's public defender calling this an emotionally charged situation. The crash happening less than 3 hours after his family says Hinton met with Cincinnati police to review body camera videos showing the shooting of his 18-year-old son, Ryan Hinton. The videos, now publicly released, show Hinton running and being shot by city police. Cincinnati police say the teen was armed and pointed a gun toward an officer who was responding to a call of a stolen vehicle.
Came out and said that the gun wasn't fired.
Hinton was shot about 6 seconds after officers get out of their vehicles.
That boy was running.
He wasn't supposed to, Peter. He wasn't. He was scared. He tripped and fell. He must have been so scared. I'm so sorry, Ron.
We are very close family. This is killing us.
Tonight, the teen's family speaking out with their family attorneys who say they're investigating the shooting.
I'm angry because it shouldn't have never happened.
Wait, why the family got an attorney but
I want to find out exactly what steps was taken and the protocol.
While also offering their condolences to the deputy they say was tragically killed.
In that statement, he made a point to notice and acknowledge the pain that the family of the fallen deputy is feeling as well.
Hopefully you think twice next time you kill somebody black in Ohio. I can't even lie.
Why did you find the need?
I was crying about what happened to the innocent officer, so that's all it's all about. It's all about healing each other.
And Shaquille Brewster joins us now from Cincinnati, Ohio. Shaq, the father in this case, Rodney Hinton Jr., is expected back in court tomorrow.
That's right, Allison. We expect to see that suspect back in court tomorrow morning for a bond hearing. The state is essentially asking that he be held behind bars until...
So he didn't get any bond. He didn't get any bond because we saw that earlier. He did not get any bond for this case. And let's see if we can find something... Let's see, are there any updates for today? No, as of now, there are no updates to this case. This is an ongoing investigation. Chaos interrupts in court. Let's see what this is. It's from NBC News.
Welcome back. An Ohio man charged with fatally striking a deputy with his car last week pleaded not guilty in court today. Rodney Hinton Jr. is accused of killing the retired sheriff's deputy just one day after Hinton's own son was shot and killed by police from a different department. We saw a dramatic scene in court today after commotion erupted in the courtroom gallery where the hearing was being held. Joining us now, NBC News correspondent Shaquille Brewster in Cincinnati. Shaq, walk us through what we heard and saw.
Felt in this defense attorney not just led him to by a family case. Listen to a little bit of that conversation.
I can only imagine where you felt when you seen that video, because when I finally seen it and I watched that video from the beginning to the end and watched my nephew drop the way that he dropped, it was like my soul left my body.
This has happened so many times in the black community. It's like, oh, another one. They don't care. They don't care. And if this is not a statement, let it be. We're tired and we're not taking it anymore. So sometimes it has to be an eye for an eye. And I'm not agreeing with violence and I'm not agreeing with evil. But when does it stop? Because at some point it has to. So how far do we need to go to save ourselves? Time and time again, they've killed us, they've taken our land, and they've murdered our families. And we're saying no more. I'm A, and I'm your investigator. And I'll have an update as soon as I hear more about this case. When is it going to stop? When is it going to stop? When are we going to find peace? When are we going to be happy without having to run for our lives? I'm A, and I'm your investigator. If you're tuning in for the first time, make sure you guys like, subscribe, comment. We're going to get that to the end.